Okay. First business trip of the year. Fresh start energy, new goals, strong February. We are focused, we are sharp, we are not rusty. I get to the hotel, unpack, feeling super organized, and I realize I only have a tank and sneakers. No leggings, no sports bra, nothing. Because I know I packed them, but then I rearranged. Then I got distracted. And now they are beautifully folded in my closet at home. And immediately my brain goes to, how did I forget this? I haven't traveled since December. Is this a rookie move? Have I lost my touch? Oh my God, I can't even keep it together anymore. And then I had to zoom out because getting out the door for this trip was anything but casual. My husband and my daughter share the same birthday, same day. So I pushed my trip back one day so I could be there for them in the morning, give them a hug, the happy birthday kiss, the donut candles before school. We opened presents the night before so the morning wouldn't feel chaotic. Then, of course, it's also Valentine's week. One kid has a Valentine's exchange on Thursday, the other one on Friday. So I'm packing separate bags, labeling things, texting my husband instructions like he's stepping into air traffic control. Lily's bag is Thursday, Liam's is Friday. Do not mix them up. Meanwhile, I'm prepping for a full week of in person meetings, mapping out travel logistics, making sure outfits are set, lining up childcare, answering Slack, clearing inbox, confirming dinners, and making sure my daughter has unicorn goodie bags ready for her birthday party this weekend. Except Monday morning, she looks at me, dead serious, and says, Mommy, do you have my goodie bags for my party? And I just freeze because internally I was like, shit, shit, shit. But externally, I'm like, oh, sweetie, let's order them together so I know exactly what you want. Thank God for Amazon Prime. So, yes, I forgot the leggings. And for about 45 seconds, I made it mean that I was slipping. That's the part, not the leggings, but the meaning. Now, if you know me, skipping a workout on a work trip is not really my personality. And also, I'm a Lululemon girl for workouts and an Aloe girl for lounge. There's just no in between for me. I know what I like and I know it works. So I go into the mall thinking, okay, where's Lulu? Not in this mall. Fine. Aloe? After 5 minutes of wandering, like I've never seen a directory before, I just simply can't find it. So I look up and there it is, Fabletics, just staring at me. Now listen, there is nothing wrong with Fabletics, but it's just not my ecosystem. It's foreign to me. But at this point, foreign is going to have to do. So I walk in and say with urgency, hi, I need something that feels like Align leggings immediately. 10 minutes later, I'm in an Uber, late to a happy hour, which is fine. It's a happy hour, feeling victorious, only to realize the happy hour is right next to another mall. So I could have just gone there, but of course not. And then the next morning, no Starbucks within walking distance, except the one inside the mall attached to my hotel. Perfect, except it opens at 9. So I wait because post workout coffee is sacred. I order ahead, walk down to the hotel to mall entrance, and the doors are locked. It's raining. I don't have time to walk around the outside, so someone else gets a free coffee for the day. And I'm standing there having to get hotel coffee with a splash of almond milk. And at that point, I just started laughing because nothing was actually wrong. It was just friction. And maybe the real growth isn't never forgetting the leggings. Maybe it's not turning forgotten leggings into a full blown identity crisis. Maybe that's the point. So if you're someone who prides yourself on keeping it together, has very specific standards, immediately spirals when logistics just don't cooperate, and makes small things mean big things, this episode is for you because sometimes you're not slipping. You're just carrying a lot. Welcome to this episode of Fit Fuel Female. And you know what really hit me? Nothing about that trip was actually falling apart. Not the workout, not the meetings, not the birthday, not the Valentine's exchanges. It just wasn't seamless. And somewhere along the way, I started equating seamless with competent. If it runs smoothly, I'm on top of it. If it hiccups, I'm losing it. If I forget something small, I must be unraveling. That's so dramatic because friction isn't failure, it's just friction. A locked mall door doesn't mean I don't keep it together. Forgotten leggings don't mean I've lost my touch. Amazon Prime panic ordering doesn't revoke my motherhood card. It just means I'm operating at capacity. And maybe the real maturity isn't in never forgetting things. Maybe it's in pivoting without turning the pivot into a personality crisis. Because here's what was actually underneath all of it. At work this week, I was on fire, prepped, confident, clear. I felt ready. Like I was finally taking the training wheels off out in the real world, super SVP mode activated. Meetings were strong, energy was high, I felt sharp. And then I'd glance at my phone between meetings and see, are we still good for parent teacher conferences next week? Don't forget Valentine's cards for Friday. How many pieces do you want for your daughter's party? And suddenly I'd feel it, that tightening in my chest. Like my brain was running on fumes, like I was thriving in one lane and completely unraveling in another. If I'm good here, I must be dropping something there. If I'm dialed in at work, I must be missing something at home. The classic balance. Super SVP or super mom, pick one. And that's where the spiral starts. Not because anything is actually wrong, but because we've convinced ourselves that we can't be fully competent in both spaces at the same time. And here's the ironic part. I am the queen of multitasking. I defy every study that says your brain can't function with 82 tabs open. 82, I'm thriving, but 83, complete system overload. Because there does come a moment when I can't do it all. Not because I'm incapable, but because I'm human. And that's when I need reinforcement. I need Fabletics leggings instead of Lululemon. I need $100 worth of Amazon Prime unicorn goodie bags arriving tomorrow. I need a remote parent teacher conference because in person just is not happening this week. I need the mall attached to the hotel and I need the pivot. And that doesn't mean I'm failing. It just means I'm resourcing. And then today, I cried in the middle of Kroger, like full on tears over balloons, except it wasn't about the balloons. I had gone last week to place the order for my daughter's birthday party, and I had that little internal voice when I placed it. You know, the one that feels disorganized, something is going to go wrong here. Fast forward to today. I go to pick them up. They're not ready. 5 minutes, the woman says. Okay, fine. I shop, I come back. I grab the balloons, I head to self checkout and realize there's no tag to pay for them. So I ask for help. And instead of helping me, the woman stands over me the entire time like I'm about to steal $20 worth of balloons, while my cart is $250. Back off. So I go back to the counter to get a tag, and then I realize these actually aren't even my balloons. They're someone else's order. So I give them my name, and they say they don't have an order for me. No, you didn't place one. Are you sure it wasn't another store? And I felt it. 83. System overload. I missed my son's basketball game because of this. They told me to wait while they redid the order, and then I just broke. Full tears. And here's what got me later. I got so mad at myself for crying because typical Kristen would push back. Typical Kristen would calmly advocate. Typical Kristen would hold it together. But in that moment, I didn't have 1 ounce of composure left. And for a split second, I genuinely thought I'm about to call my husband and say, hey, minor change of plans today. I might need you to bail me out because apparently I'm getting arrested over balloons that weren't even mine. Like I fully pictured handcuffs. I had about 5 people at the store swarmed around me, cornering me, making sure I didn't leave. Over $20 balloons. Honestly, at least my mugshot would have been solid. It's Saturday and I dressed up. I probably would have been in the neighborhood app by dinner. Suspicious woman attempts balloon theft, and my neighbors being like, I know her. Funny now, but not funny then. But that's the 83rd tab. It's not the balloons, it's the cumulative weight we carry on our shoulders. And here's what really made me laugh. Every single thing this week that didn't go according to plan, it still worked out. Not perfectly, not efficiently, not effectively. The workout happened, the meetings happened, the birthday happened, the Valentine's exchanges happened, and the party happened. Nothing collapsed. It just required adjustments. And I think sometimes we confuse not ideal with not working. We think if it's messy, it must be wrong. If it's last minute, it must be irresponsible. If it's different than the plan, it must mean we dropped something. But maybe the shift isn't becoming someone who never forgets things. Maybe it's becoming someone who adapts quickly, someone who knows her strengths and her limits, someone who knows when to push and when to call in help. Because this week, I wasn't superhuman, I was strategic. I rescheduled the trip so I could be there for birthday morning. I ordered the goodie bags at 7 a.m. with my daughter sitting next to me so she felt involved. I chose the Zoom parent-teacher conference because in person just wasn't realistic. I pivoted when logistics didn't cooperate. That's not failure, that's leadership at work and at home. And here's the part that really grounded me. My daughter will never know the hoops I jumped through. She won't know about the airport timing. She won't know about the mall doors locking. She won't know how many tabs were open in my brain. And she won't know that I almost got arrested trying to get her balloons. She will just remember that her birthday was great and her party happened, that there were unicorn goodie bags, that there were cupcakes, that it felt magical, and that I was there. And maybe the quiet truth is this: the people we're doing this for, they don't see the obstacle course, they just see the experience. And maybe the real flex isn't holding everything perfectly together. Maybe it's owning the obstacle course, not pretending it's not there, not resenting it, not narrating it as failure, just running it. So here's my power move for you this week. The next time something small goes sideways, you forget something, you double book something, you have to pivot something, before you spiral, pause and ask yourself, is everything actually falling apart, or am I just on the obstacle course? Because there is a difference. And when you name it correctly, you'll move differently. You stop making 83 tabs mean you're incapable. You resource, you adapt, you run it. And maybe that's what growth actually looks like. Not fewer obstacles, just less drama about the ones that show up, less meaning attached to the minor misses, more confidence in your ability to handle it, because you've handled harder, and you will again. What's been fueling me lately? Knowing when to stop. After a day of 10 meetings, real meetings, high energy, fully on, knowing that dinner in bed is all I have left. Not strategic thinking, not another PowerPoint deck, just one more thing, just dinner, just FaceTime with the family, just being done. Because the old version of me would have tried to squeeze in one more idea, one more follow up, one more PowerPoint slide. The newer version knows there's a difference between being driven and being depleted. And sometimes the most strategic move is shutting the laptop, letting the day be enough, running the obstacle course, and then resting to wake up energized to do it all over again. So here's the reminder: you don't have to be seamless to be strong. You don't have to dominate in one room and disappear in another. And you don't have to interpret every forgotten detail as a character flaw. Sometimes you're not slipping, you're just stretched. Sometimes you're not failing, you're just on the obstacle course. And if you can own that, if you can adapt quickly, resource when needed, and know when to shut it down for the night, you're doing better than you think. So run your course, call in reinforcement when you need it, let dinner and bedtime be enough when that's what the day calls for, and trust that the people who matter most will remember the magic, not the scramble. And that's enough. Thank you all for spending time with me today. Stay fit, stay fueled, and stay the course. I can't wait to see you next week.